All right, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in for yet another episode of The InnerView. You guys hold us down each week, and we are coming to deliver again. This week, we are talking about being natural. Yes. Our black is beautiful.
Yes.
Okay.
Fearfully
yes.
made.
And so, as you see, we all have our natural thing going on, and I think that's just amazing testament to being bold and being beautiful and being comfortable with who you are. And I just think that we need to talk about this.
Absolutely.
So if you didn't know, I'm Rayma.
I'm Morningstar.
I'm Sunshine. I'm Angel.
Yes, and we gonna talk about being natural today.
All right now.
Natural. So how long have we all been natural?
Yes.
How many years?
Almost 4 years for me.
4 years. Gosh. Oh, I think mine, because I did the really shortcut. I have dreads now, for those who can't see. Started dreads 2 years ago. I think I've been natural for like 5 years.
Yeah.
Because I was really short for a very long time.
So I don't know exactly how long I've been natural. So these are twists right now with a little extension in there. So I've been trying to do more protective styles kind of thing.
She just need to go and lock it.
I know. And here's
she's been in twists with the stitches as long as
we've had her dreads.
I haven't been able to.
But you've committed so well to
Yes,
this.
it works for you.
It works.
Yes, it does.
I want to have the option if I want to go to throw out.
You can always
but you
come
never
out.
do
go
that.
Rayma
You can.
if I want.
You can do.
But if I feel like if I go lock, then I can't go Rayma. You know what I mean? Like I want to have the.
But
option
you've
to
never
go
went
go.
there yet.
Yes, you've never done
I
Rayma.
want the option.
So this is the thing about being natural. Oh wait, Angel, how long have you been natural?
Let's see. I think. Oh, let's see. Okay, because I've had the locks for like 2 years now, and before that, I think I went about a year where I had like braids, so that was the natural part of it. So probably maybe like 3 years, 3.5 years or so.
I remember when I went, a lot of people make transition. I did the big chop.
I transitioned for a year.
Yeah. I did the whole big chop because I was like, because my hair was short. I was doing that like Halle Berry. Like I was looking fly. Like you can say nothing to me with the Halle Berry shortcut. But then I was going through my transition in life because they always say when a woman cuts their hair, they change something.
That's true. It does. It does.
So I did the whole big
It
chop.
does.
And honestly, it was the most freeing experience because it's one of those things with being natural, like you guys say, like we always say, you have to be bold in who you are.
Yeah.
Your hair can't hide anything anymore.
This hair can't hide, actually. I can't.
You cannot hide.
I walked in the gym one day. This lady was like, "I thought that was you. I saw your hair." I was like, okay.
Yeah, it's me.
So did it take you a minute to embrace being natural during the transition? Was the transition hard for you?
The transition after a while, it got annoying because your hair has 2 textures.
Yeah.
It's like when you wash it, it's like half of it is thick, and then you got the little stringy things hanging. You like,
That's straight up relaxed.
it just becomes annoying, very annoying. But I decided to go natural because at first it was a fad, a thing that was just happening. It was trending. Someone told me like. One time she was like, she decided to go natural. And at the time, I was working out like 3 times a day. And I was like, good for you. You do you. But that's not going to work for me because the way my workout's set up, that's just not going to work. Meanwhile, on the flip side of that, I think being natural is way more easier than having a perm trying to work out.
If you're working out like that, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I know that now. But anyway, yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
But no, I was watching this video because it in that aspect, it didn't really care to me. It was just a different hairstyle, something that was just happening. People was going natural, but it really didn't appeal to me. I didn't care. But I was watching this video. I was on Facebook one day, and it just popped up in my timeline. It was a girl named Keita. She does a lot of BuzzFeed videos. I forget her name. The You Got Money chick. Oh, You Got Money.
No.
Okay. Anyway, so
we're all like
she. If you saw the video, you'd be like, oh yeah, I remember her.
Oh, okay.
But she was in a beauty supply store. She was trying to change her hair, and then she was walking down the aisle. She was on the phone with her friend. She was like, hey, girl. She said, what you doing? She's like, I'm in a hair store trying to switch up my hairstyle. I really don't know what to do. Now, as she walking and talking on the phone with the girl, there's a perm box on the shelter. It says Keita. And she's like, wait. she's like, hold on, girl.
Take the perm box. Calling her out.
It's like Keita. It's literally called. You can get.
Okay.
This is a true story. So I'm like,
I gotta go watch this. I have to find
it's called.
I tell you what, I'm gonna know Keita after this.
It's called Keita in the perm box. If you want to YouTube it. Exactly. That's what happened. So the perm box was like, Keita, buy me. She was like, I want to buy you. She was like, people don't even buy you no more. Why would I buy you like that? She was just like, And then so the perm box goes through all these reasons of why she should buy him. He's like, remember that time I held you down that one time? Remember that time I had your edges laid? Remember that one time? We done been through a lot together. You just gonna ignore me like this? She's still on the phone with her friend in the beauty supply store talking to the perm box. And so,
Oh, that's funny.
in the middle of her argument, she made a valid point. She said, you know what? I think I'm going to just work what God gave me.
Oh, nice.
Good.
And that shifted my thinking.
Yeah.
Because after hearing that, the whole natural movement to me was just something, just a trend, a fad, something that was happening, whatever. But when you think about it from that perspective, it shifted my mindset on the whole concept of going natural and being natural and why someone would do that. Because for the longest, I had a perm since I was 5. I understand why now that I had a perm when I was 5. Because this is
That's a little
a lot of hair to deal with. But the point is,
And for a mother,
right.
I'd have given
And I
you
was
a perm.
tender-headed, so I'm not mad at her.
Yes.
I'm not.
That's some Lupita Nyong'o hair up in my mind. I got serious hair.
But yeah, she said, I think I work with what God gave me. And that made me actually want to go natural because who am I to alter what God already made beautiful?
It's beautiful.
And so
That's a beautiful reason. That's a
So,
gorgeous reason.
that's what made me want to do it. Because
That's
I wanted to
amazing.
see
That's awesome.
what God actually designed me as.
Yeah.
Because it was perfect when he made me.
Yeah.
He made me perfect.
Yeah.
So I don't have to alter what he already made perfect.
Absolutely.
So now
Because we're all made in his image. So
Absolutely.
Us altering it is like saying, God, what you made wasn't good. Let me change it up a little bit.
Right.
And my thing is that like for a long time, like I'm same as you, I got my perm when I was 12. I remember when I got my perm, I was so excited to get my perm because my hair was looking crazy. And then you saw all the
thickest, longest hair. Her hair was so, and okay, because since I'm the oldest and I have a strong remembrance of this.
It took a long time for it to come in, though.
Well, when
That's
she was
not necessary
when she
to
was a
say.
baby, yeah.
Yeah.
But when she had like this hair, like 8, she would get her hair washed. Mama would wash her hair, and she would act as if she were drowning. She'd be like, I can't breathe, Mama, I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
oh my God, y'all are so wrong. But it's true. I do. I did. Because I really did have a problem with, I didn't like water in my face. Not at all. So I honestly, it took me years to get over. I really thought they were drowning me. But for the longest time, I remember when I got my hair done when I was younger, and that feeling I got when I was like, oh, my hair is so long and straight, and everybody say, oh, you got that good hair. That for one, I hate that phrase.
Yeah, right.
I hate that phrase because that is not accurate whatsoever.
Absolutely.
It is not.
And a lot of us, unfortunately, have been so conditioned to think that is something that we have to go off of when we're looking at ourselves in the mirror when it comes to our hair. If it's not slick and straight, pulled back nicely, or appeasing to the masses, then we need to change it. And I remember when I made the decision years ago after that, and I cut it off. Yeah. Because everybody say, oh, your hair is really long, or you got that good hair, or you have that stigma, and or whatever. And when I cut my hair, I honestly felt like, okay, I'm free. It sounded like I came like, like I'm awakened out of the water. That's exactly how I felt. And with this journey, with me now, after I was short for a long time, I've decided to do dreads because I felt like for me that was the next natural step for me. And with this process, you go through an ugly stage with dreads.
You do.
For sure. Like you have to realize it ain't gonna be cute and it ain't gonna be prim and it ain't gonna be anything like that. You're gonna go through an ugly stage. But during that ugly stage, you're going to figure out who you are.
Yeah.
It made me a journey.
It is such a journey, and it's a freeing journey because then you're like, okay, my hair don't look the way I want it to, but you know what? Let me put my little hoops on. Let me figure out what I need to build my confidence for myself.
It absolutely does that. I mean, because that's where my scarves and stuff came in. Because I'm kind of, there are times when I'm with my hair and I'm kind of like, I am not liking what you're doing, and they call it your hair goes through. They call it the teenage phase that you go through with your locks, because it's like it goes into this phase where that's like they literally call it your hair's in the teenage phase where it's just rebelling against everything you want it to do. So and I've kind of taken more so. Where I have really been, it's really caused me to really reconsider or consider all the things that I do to myself, things that I take into my body, because natural hair, it's like, it's just natural, I don't have to do anything about it, but it's actually, there's a lot more care that you have to give.
I feel like it responds to what you're putting into your body.
Yes, it absolutely responds to it.
Tender, loving care.
Yeah, it really responds to it. So you really have to be, it's made me so much more responsible or feel more responsible for what I'm putting into my body and how is it going to, help. Because I was looking at this, I was reading this article about how
good for articles and documentaries.
I love it. Listen, I am an educator by calling and profession. So it's my trade, my trade and my calling. So so I'm constantly, and I'm a lifelong learner, but. When I was reading this and it said, about growing your locks, it's like it's not only what you put on the outside, but it's also what you put on the inside. And what you put on the inside makes a big difference about how your hair grows. And, and people, we don't think about that. It's just like, oh, let me get some of that oil. And let me get, make sure I get the right relaxer for my hair and everything.
That cream of crack.
Leave that cream of crack. What kind of hair am I going to buy to put in my hair? Let me get that Remy Velvet. It was all about me some Remy Velvet back before I did this journey. But
I haven't had a journey.
I mean, because that was my journey before I started Sunshine and I.
I'll go through mine. You go ahead, finish yours.
Living in New York.
Yours.
Finish yours. But this was part of it. This journey was very similar. It was living in New York. Sunshine was, on Broadway. So Sunshine was going to these celebrity hairstylists, and she would come back and her hair was looking so fabulous.
Okay, so now
let me just because I had to do the same. So
because this thing
expensive.
Because I would my hair was my thing. Y'all, like my hair was me. It was everything to me. It was everything, and I would ship things from like LA. I would get things FedEx.
She did.
I would. I loved
FedEx
it so
hair.
much. Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the thing is that I'm not even gonna lie. I'll put this out there. The most I've spent on my hair is probably like a rent payment. I spent about $1,500.
At one time.
I dropped $1,500 on my hair.
I did that too. I did that.
And you know what?
I think I did 12.
I will shop at a Goodwill if I need to save money for my hair.
For my hair.
I will wear a paper bag if it means that I'm gonna have some good hair. But that's how it used to be.
So what made your transition? What was your transition?
And you know what? Here's the thing. My transition began as soon as my relationship with Christ started to shift.
Oh wow.
Honestly, that's what made the shift. The shift came in when I started to know who I was in Christ, because I think a lot of the times I hid behind my hair. I hid behind like a good bang.
Yeah.
and a good wave pattern.
Yeah.
Like,
you want the wet and wavy?
Yes, wet and wavy, whatever it need to be. Like I wanted that.
As you walked across the New York City streets, and you would walk
She
the
was doing her
streets.
Sex in the City, the black version.
Well, I
That's what she was
definitely
doing.
did the black Sex in the City because as the wind would hit the right hair with the right
Okay.
I wanted to
Okay.
carry my own
it would come across
We
your
over here
face.
like we don't do that.
It'll come across, and then you can throw your hair back so that the wind would hit it.
right. And then you have like your good.
Yeah, you
good stance.
boom. Yeah.
Oh,
You know?
Okay. Right?
Yes.
Okay, anyway. Oh, it's still in there a little bit. Okay, so the thing is
It wasn't natural because that wasn't your hair.
It was not.
It wasn't natural.
And you know what? Here's the thing. I
was
still
mine.
have extensions even in this right now, but I think my biggest thing, and this is what I decided to do with any decision that I make in my life now, is what is the intention of my heart behind anything that I'm doing.
Yeah.
If and I'm not knocking anybody who got a little extension in there, that's got a good wig on, that's got like a good piece.
Still have several of those at
couple
home.
extra
Good wigs.
pieces coming in, some extensions going, whatever, some clip-ins, whatever you want to do. But the thing is what is the intention in your heart behind it? Are you doing it to cover? Are you doing it to hide? Or is it just because you want it? If it's just because you want it and I like the way this looks, okay.
And, and some people need that, and I don't think there's absolutely nothing wrong with you have women that have alopecia,
yes,
and some women that are
I
cancer
think that's one of the
survivors.
reasons why hair is there.
And that's one of the ladies that does our mom's hair. She basically went back to and got training so that she had this talent to be able to put hair together, not just being like on the track, but actual hair that she actually puts back on your head, almost kind of just in a very unique way. And she said one of the things that she wanted to do about it was one of the reasons was so that if there was anyone that had medical issues, for instance, if you're taking some medication for health issues, it makes your hair come out, and so
cancer patients,
yes, cancer patients, alopecia patients, and and it was. What's the name of her
The Work of My Hands.
The Work of My Hands. And I mean, and she was like, it's just something that she feels that she's been anointed to do, and she absolutely has an anointing for it. So I mean, and I'm so it's like whatever is best for you. Yeah. And and everybody has different things happening. I mean, that's the best way, the best thing for you to do. I mean, because I can say that after going through this journey, this is the longest my hair has been as an adult. I've never had my hair this long. Like either I would have my relaxer, it would start breaking off, and then I would just chop it off anyway. And so to be in this natural state, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I can do this, and it's my hair. It's not hair that I bought.
And it's one of those things that, like you said, I love the fact that you mentioned the intentions of our heart. Because as women, I don't know why, we have, or before we know Christ, we are always, I don't know, when I was going to a club, I was not only going out so I can look cute for myself, but I wanted to see who I could holler at. Who could buy me this drink. You know what I mean? Let me see who can take me home.
Exactly.
Okay.
Well,
I'm being honest, but
And the longer and straighter the hair
the
was,
longer and straighter the hair was, I was
the more
gonna
drinks that was
get
bought for you.
Okay,
I'm just going to put it out there.
But the thing about it is, as I was going through this journey, and in the time of me going through my journey, when I cut it all off, I was going through a bad divorce.
Yeah.
So during that journey, I was not confident. I was insecure. But me cutting my hair, it forced me to look within inside myself. That's why I know my black is beautiful. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm not just, it's not a phrase anymore.
Yes.
It's me not saying it cocky. It's me saying confidently that my black is beautiful, because of the fact that I had to build this up for myself. Nobody else could validate this for me.
Yeah.
No man.
Yeah.
No woman can say, "Oh, you look pretty today," or maybe, or I'm like, "You think I'm pretty? They really like me. They really like that." That didn't matter.
Yeah.
It's because, like you said, my relationship with God and what He did for me made me love me because He loved me. How dare I not love me if God loved me before he even knew me?
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Then I need to step and look into the mirror like, girl, you are beautiful.
Yeah.
Right. And it wasn't easy for me because when I cut my hair on a Saturday. I got a cut on a Saturday, and I went to church that next Sunday. I was so nervous because for all of my life, I've always had long, straight hair. And that's what
Beautiful,
everybody
thick,
knows
long
me
straight
as.
hair. I used to do this, and I'm sorry.
It's cool. So when I made that move, it was just like a major adjustment for me because I didn't know how I was going to be accepted.
Yeah.
And even too, there was some acceptance problems. There were family members that kind of disowned me for cutting my hair.
Did you have problems? I mean, I know there's a lot of times there's an adjustment even at work. Like in our workplace when we are doing like hair stuff and all that kind of thing. And it's different environments, but like it's mainly like corporate America kind of thing. Kind of shies away from you going natural, and I think now it's starting to turn around a little bit.
Well, yeah. Unfortunately for me, I work in an environment to where I can, be myself, so it wasn't an issue. But I do know that recently, New York and California, in the past year, just signed the law that said it's okay for people to wear their hair natural in the workforce, and that was just in New York and California.
In the world,
the past year, literally in the past year. So that lets you know where we are as a society when it comes to being able to express your natural self in the workforce. That's sad that only within the past year that's been brought up.
But when I see a news person on the radio, on the TV, on Good Morning America, or whatever like that, and I see those who are wearing natural hair, I'm like, good for you.
Right?
Good for you, because
that's
not what society said is okay.
Yeah, that's not what the
sidebar to that. I literally in the past few days was at an event and Brigida Mack was there, and she was talking about this very thing, how she's natural now and how she didn't really tell, the uppers, the powers that be, that she was going to make that change, but she did it anyway, despite what she thought would happen. But to her surprise, they began to embrace it, and the community began to embrace it.
Well, I mean, it's so interesting how you can have, employers that are, and work environments where that is a big thing. Because I know with Sunshine and some of the shows that she was on, you guys had to sign a contract, right? If you before you did something with your hair.
And I know with shows it might be a little bit different because they had to take into account for a lot of things. We were wearing wigs and all that kind of stuff. A lot of times I could not do braids because it would make the wig that I would have to wear for that show a little bulky or something like that. Or whatever hair you came in with, that's the hair you had to stay with. Kind of thing. You can't change your hair for the whole contract. So don't try, if you got a weave now, don't take it out. Or you get it redone and then come back, kind of thing. But it was I was thinking about something, Raymond, when you were speaking about the lady that you met that she had just changed her hair. Yeah, Regina Mack.
Yes.
And I think, and she was talking about how she was a little bit apprehensive and nervous about what people were going to say. And I think now it's at a point where we have to be confident in ourselves and bring that salt life back up. You know what I mean? Be bold about what we're changing and be bold about coming into what God has naturally created in us, kind of thing. And that's scary. It's scary because this is new.
Right, but just a sidebar to that, though, that when I said I cut my hair on a Saturday and I went to church the next day, I got a lot of compliments, and so that started to build my confidence. And honestly, at that point, I noticed that I actually got more compliments going natural than I ever did when my hair was long or straight. So. That kind of was weird to me at first.
I remember you especially she came to church one Sunday, and I was just like, Angela Davis,
at that point, yes. I in some ways, I might as well change my name to Angela. At some point, I get that
walk in like that, right on.
strong. Yes. Doesn't it just like, I feel like it opens the door for others too.
And then you know that you know that you
it's
know
like
that
now
it's
okay.
naturally, it's a natural beauty. You're not saying, you know, you're beautiful because of your fake hair or because of your outfit, or it's literally you and what God made you as, and that's the most genuine love that you can.
And the more we're talking about this, the more I remember actually as my natural state started. It actually started when I was pregnant, and once I had him, I was just I went through this stage, like, I mean, being pregnant and just. If for anyone that's ever been pregnant, it's a real experience that happens to your body. And I remember my mom took me into her office one Sunday, and
I did not mean to laugh like that.
She took me into her office and she goes, I know you're pregnant, but you don't have to look like it. And she just started putting makeup and stuff on. So I was like, man, I'm just so tired. She was like, I understand that, but you don't have to look like this. But then, and I think it was, you know, at that stage, because I remember one time, Sunshine, Morning Star, we had gone out and we were getting some pants at Old Navy. And I think I can't remember if you just had Zeke or Eli, I can't remember, but she was so upset about her body and just, you know, after having a child, and I just went on this whole thing. It hit me. I was like, how can you be upset? Your body just did an amazing thing. Yes. You just produced a person. You did something that was so beautiful. What are you talking about? Your body is gorgeous. It is beautiful. And she was like, thank you. But you know what? I had to remind myself of that speech.
Right. Come back full circle. Right.
When it came for me.
To a theater near you.
That's what that bishop be saying.
So once that happened, then it was just kind of like, you know what? My body has gone through something so natural. And so, I mean, just, it's so authentic and just so beautiful that it just felt like it was the next. It just made sense. Let me just go.
The next phase.
Yeah, the next phase was the natural, and just to do that. I mean, you know, it really takes you loving yourself and being confident within yourself and feeling like, you know, I can make any of these changes that I need to. I can actually be me.
Yeah.
And, you know, because we're going through a world where we are constantly trying to appease and make sure everybody's okay. And oh, they're gonna like me. Oh, okay, I have to do this. I have to do this to get ahead. I have to do that, you know, and you have such a different feel when you come in the room and you're like, this is me. Okay, and you don't like it. Okay, no problem. Okay, let me move on. Right. You know, so I mean,
confidence in yourself, I feel like, is an opportunity for God to present himself.
Absolutely.
Because of the fact is that when you're not confident in what he's created, he can't shine.
Yeah.
So I know for me, I try to, and I don't feel the prettiest, or I have my little muffin tops in some areas, or I'm trying to lose it. But the thing is that, you know what? Even in this state where I will improve, I'm going to love the state that I'm in. Because talking down on ourselves about our hair, about a zit or lack of eyelashes, or your eyebrows don't grow in right, or whatever. I don't know about you, but I'm working on looking in the mirror and not judging myself.
That's a big one.
And do you know how hard that is to look in the mirror and not see your flaws? But to point out the good things. So for those who are listening or whatever, I would love for you to try it.
Yeah.
I would love for you to look inside the mirror, rearview mirror, pick up your phone today, turn it around and say, you're beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
And if you do that, you need to comment on this video below and say, I tried it and it was hard, but I keep doing it and I like it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we would love to hear that from you guys.
So talk to yourself as if you are your friend.
Yeah.
You know, because there's a lot of stuff we say to ourselves that we wouldn't say to somebody else, or wouldn't accept someone saying to us. So,
So, our black is very beautiful.
I love that. I know it sounds so small, all, but I'm gonna say this really quickly. I would pick out one thing on myself that I absolutely loved and praise that. And for a while, all I could pick out was my eyelashes. I really liked them. So I said, you have beautiful eyelashes, Sunshine. And it started to grow from there. So pick one thing this week, this month, whatever, pick something and praise that and praise what God has done in your life and how he's created you, how he's fashioned you, because you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Know it, believe it, chew on it, and let it be resonant within you. Let it stick in there. So be encouraged.
Be encouraged, you guys. Thank you once again for watching the interview, and we want you to be salty all this week.
Right.
Have a good day. Bye.
Bye.